Hello everyone, welcome to Stada Kenya's podcast.
My name is Wanda Achieng and I will be your host for today. Now, before we proceed into the video, I'd like my fellow panelists to introduce themselves. I'll start from my extreme right.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Were.
Hi, my name is Patricia.
Hello, my name is Maureen.
Great, very beautiful women. So, on 8th of November, we were part of a team called Stada Pads. Stada Pads is a social enterprise birthed from Stada Kenya. We went to Korogocho slums in Nairobi, particularly to distribute sanitary towels that we produce at our station, reusable sanitary towels, and get to hear experiences of the girls in Korogocho. Now, it's weeks later and we decided to sit down and actually discuss our experiences at Korogocho, particularly paint a picture of the life girls go through, the life girls face in Korogocho. So I will start. One thing that stood out for me, first and foremost, was the physical environment, because it's the first thing you see when you enter Korogocho. And I thought to myself, girls need to be clean. You know, we need to shower, we go through menstruation, we menstruate monthly. So I was like, so how is hygiene maintained in this environment, you see, particularly for our girl? That's the first thing I observed. Does anyone have a comment on that?
I was really shocked because at some point I was like, someone is living in like in this environment. For the first time in my life, I felt like, as much as it doesn't feel like home for me, you can imagine someone staying in that environment. So like for me it was a worrying picture because I was picturing a small kid growing in that environment, growing up to a woman and all that. Like it's a tough environment for just girls and raising a kid overall.
That's true. That's clearly, as it's been said, the environment was a bit ish
distracting. Like you picture it and you're like, hey God, kuna mtu anakaa kwa hii environment, and you picture where you come from. You have a big home and everything is just there clean, and someone is staying in a mabati house.
Room for gratitude. Room for gratitude. So I'll ask our able director, is there anything that stood out for you?
So on the sanitation, remember when we were showing the dump site? It's like the biggest dump site. I've seen it on pictures. We saw it from a distance, but like I'm just really sad that people live around that environment. So that really is sad. Then we had this woman who narrated how growing up in Korogocho, men would just come and pick you from your house and then go rape you and then return you to your house, and like nothing would happen, or leave you there, and like there is zero accountability. They live in this society where there is no justice. And you can scream, you can cry, everyone walks with a gun, and no one really cares about women and the rights of women and girls and all these things that we keep on ranting about. It's a non-issue. Like women will be raped, children will be defiled, people will have guns, and you can do nothing about it. And that really was such a sad picture for me, that I would raise a child in an environment that I don't have control. Like it's not like I can say now I'll protect my child from people who will rape them and defile them, because police doesn't go there. So it's just like it's them and the gangs and just survival. And so the fact that a lot of women then now turn into sex work and not going to school and just being used in terms of in gangs. So they carry guns and they are taken to, like, they go and do crime, and all these other things. Like that really stood out for me. Like the fact that we have a society that in this country, like we have a place in this country where like justice is just there. It's not something that they think about.
Hardcore women, that's the word they used to describe them, and it was really intriguing to me, because I was like, if I was brought up there, I'd probably be like that. I'd probably turn out like that, because I have to survive at the end of the day. Yeah. You see, and if men are attacking me, I'll also want to be able to protect myself. Yeah. So if carrying a gun is my last resort, I would carry it. And I was thinking the other day, like, what? Imagine Wanda as a gangster.
Oh no.
Wanda with a gun. That's what stood out for me. Women in crime in Korogocho.
Yeah.
There was this lady who was giving a story that she had to transport guns within Korogocho just to make a living. At the end of the day, alipe 200. But she'd get that kuna mtu mwenye afanyi hiyo, like he or she is not transporting guns. The girl is in a gang. So I think it's a norm in their area, women being in gangs and women in crime, and it's the order of the day over there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If I could relate it to a personal experience of mine, you guys, we didn't arrive at the same time. I came later, and initially the plan was that I meet you guys at the mosque. A mosque is supposed to be a safe place, a safe public, a holy grounds. You see, but then my auntie told me, "Ati wait for them where? Korogocho mosque, my dear. You don't want to come back here today. You don't want to sleep in this house. So
you want to stay in.
You don't want to graduate." So I called Madam Patricia, and she understood. Of course, she wouldn't put me at risk, and she was also told, don't let her stand there. Like, that's a place where your phone will be stolen in broad daylight. They just tell you, bring. It will be taken.
Not stolen.
And in fact, you will give them, take. It is now your property. Imagine.
I'm sorry for holding on to your property longer. You can have it back.
You can have it back, and that really scared me. I was like, in fact, by the time when I arrived, 2 of our colleagues had to come for me, male colleagues. Of course, she couldn't send Maureen, Salim, or Christine. We would all be taken into captivity. So, 2 men had to come for me, and while we were inside there, our contact person was saying that there were actually some guys who came, but then because they saw him, they went back. So we wouldn't be here today.
And just to add on that, it's really worrying. We are in the 21st century, and the whole world is talking about equality and justice and all that. But this is a place that equality has not been achieved. And it's really worrying. And I'll call upon different organizations, including STADA, that they can be able to work in such spaces. I know it's risky. The other day, Madam Director was asking, who wants to work in Korogocho? No, I can't work in that space. So like people like Madam Director, I know she's those women. She can take the risk, and I'll really advocate that people go in such spaces, because there are women who have not achieved equality and justice for themselves.
But then again, hold that thought. We were also told that it's difficult for organizations to work there, because you'll come there with your pure intentions, but the residents there won't take it, because
still everything.
Like he gave an example, because when they see an NGO, for instance, they see money. So you're coming to these people who are living in abject poverty to help them, and they know you have money, so they'll come with your equipment, mkohapo. They tell you, okay, let's pose for photos. Take a picture. After taking the picture, they take the phone,
give us
your camera, all your equipment plus the picture. You see, so it's not
it's a matter of taking risk, because if we won't speak and we won't take that risk, then we won't be able to reach these women. And you remember us going to distribute pads, we were just taking a risk, because we were already told that that place is risky. But who is our director?
We went.
Super women. We went.
She's a praying woman. We were covered by the blood. Christy.
Also, I think if you want to start an organization over there, you don't take strangers to that place.
Yeah.
Common people in the area
Yeah.
to now do the work for you, because ule mtu alisema ati if they see a stranger they'll see money and they'll now start attacking you.
Yeah.
When into a hapo, they'll take it.
Yeah. So does anyone of us have something to add on their experiences?
Yeah, I think my other experience, like the other thing that really stood out for me is the fact that when we were talking to these women, and they were saying like for them pads is just, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
So they have to sleep with men for pads, and they have to use like very crude materials during their menses. I don't know how you felt about that, Christine.
Considering the environment over there and the state of unhygienicness in that area, I can't even imagine the type of crude materials they use.
Yeah. And the fact that there's still that power imbalance, and they don't actually feel like pads is even like an accessible commodity to them.
Yeah.
The other thing that stood out for me in Korogocho is the fact that like police cannot go in there.
Yes.
I was about to say that.
Like police cannot go in there. Like people who've grown up there have never seen any Kenya Power official.
Yeah.
Like they have like electricity, but they have never paid for that electricity their entire life. Like they're just living, and they're landlords with small houses, but like it's just it's just like a whole different country within a country.
Yeah. And if there's police, they do not wear the uniform while inside the slum area.
Yeah, so they have to wear the civilian outfit to be able to access the place. And so these women, this community has grown up in a state where you don't actually even see the police. Like if you want to go and report, they have a police post there, but even like the police cannot help you. Yeah, so like I think that also contributes to the crime, because now people know like there is no accountability.
Exactly.
And remember when you were leaving Korogocho, there was a lot of police officers outside of Korogocho, but not inside. So they are saying like that place, your phone can just be taken, like,
And there's nothing you can do.
For the first time in my life, I saw a place yenye polisi anaogopa mwananchi for the first time in my life, and it was a scary moment, because nilijua if a police can't come in Korogocho, what about a normal human being like Maureen Sally?
For the first time in your life?
Yeah.
Maandamano?
Leave alone maandamano. A place where a police ameogopa hadi kwenda. So you can imagine the situation, not about a normal human being who is not a police, who is not...
Yeah. So it's very scary to be a girl in Korogocho. That's like the bottom line. Do you think that situation will ever change? It's okay to say no.
I don't think it will change with the kind of like government that we have. Like, I don't think we care so much about the people like that.
Yeah.
And so it's very sad that they've been left to be able to work on their own. And you see, like when crime becomes the culture, it's very difficult to uproot it.
Because it's in their core.
It's in their core, like that's their way of life. That's how they've lived. And you remember when they were saying like the cost of life is very cheap in Korogocho. Like you can survive with barely nothing. There was this food he described. Do you remember?
Yes, called it KFC at Korogocho. It's a chicken's head with some potatoes inside. Then the intestines are being rolled and it's boiled. So it's KFC at Korogocho.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's 20 bob.
I think you guys, we should go back and try it.
We should go back
and try that KFC.
We should go back. My only thing is, when I go back, I would like to film it, but I don't know whether I'll be dead or alive.
If the first time we came out alive, we'll also come out alive this time.
The next time.
Stop testing God.
I remember they were saying like you don't take pictures. Like everyone will just
get suspicious.
Yeah, and then they think like you want to go and sell their pictures for something. So they are like they have this culture where like when they see wazungus, they feel like someone is eating money that is meant for them. And so they are very they don't want to be able to they don't want their pictures taken. Like they will allow you to take your pictures and then they will steal your phone.
Yeah.
And go with it. So I don't know whether I don't know whether to say I think it will change. I don't think it will change anytime soon. Maybe if our government becomes a bit serious with dealing with crime and protecting people, because I don't.
Which it won't.
Which it won't.
Because it's supposed to be having all those powers right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing is happening. It's like the situation keeps deteriorating.
Power inakuja.
Yeah. Do you think it will change?
To be honest, I don't think it will, not unless the government comes in, because when we say organizations will do that thing, then I'll say we are wrong, because an organization is not more powerful than the government.
Yeah.
So I believe the government has the power to change everything.
I think you should run for a political seat.
Exactly.
I feel like
Don't take the advice.
no, I think women like you need to be at the forefront.
Christine has been at the forefront of that line.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I think like I think a woman should definitely be a president in
Yes.
this country.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And a woman who's very intentional about dealing with such issues.
Yeah. Like which woman?
Patricia Nudi Orawo.
Wait, no, not me. Which woman would you think would be?
Which woman? In Kenya, I haven't. Maybe I could go for Gladys Wanga. Apart from her, I don't.
Because of the work she's done in Homa Bay.
Yeah. During this short period, she's been in power.
She was number one.
Yeah, but then she was number one.
But also Patricia Nudi can do that.
No, apart from Patricia Nudi.
Apart from she's the best because she was position 1, and I think she's really doing a good job, and she's putting women and girls first. So when she's there as a president, I'm sure the whole thing will change. We believe women ndo wana create house.
Yeah.
And akikuwa hapo, she will create Kenya to the Kenya she wants. Because she's capable of doing it, and we've seen her doing it in her county.
Yeah, in my opinion, if it's not Patricia Nudi with a little bit more of mentorship, it will be me. Like, you need to believe in yourself.
Nice.
So, allow me to wrap this conversation up.
Before you do, my last thought is on pads. I think girls in Korogocho need pads. It's urgent. If anyone can ensure that they get pads, it's so heart-wrenching. Every time you hear that girls are sleeping around for pads, like, it's just a pad. No one should sleep around to get pads. And because we know that when men are in these positions where they wield power, they will always abuse it. We have to protect women and girls. And one of the top line things that I'm thinking about, because we were told in that same Korogocho, women don't finish school. And probably that sex for pads thing contributes, because there's a lot of teenage
pregnancies.
Yeah, so we had like a room full of teen mothers, and it's just really sad that we still get to talk about these things in this century, because I think it's things that we should have dealt with. So I think the sex for pads thing needs to stop. And we can partner with whoever is available for us to partner with to be able to eradicate that in Korogocho. I know there's a number of celebrities who came from there. Nyako is one of them. Wanda fears. Wanda does not like. But Nyako came from there, and she went back. And she came to just be able to give back. And so calling upon all celebrities that grew up in Korogocho, like, give back. Give back. And I think pads would be one of those low-hanging fruits that we can be able to start working with anyone who'd like to work with us, or if you don't want to work with us, you can still work with yourself or work with someone else. But let's sort out the issue of pads, because I think it's something that is a very low-hanging fruit and can really create a great impact.
You've given such a powerful parting shot. That's what I was actually going to say. Imagine. You've stolen my content. You stole my content. But so we have given our perspectives based on what we experienced. Of course, we do not live there, so someone from there will have probably even shed a lot more light, but at least we have gone there and had this from the people themselves.
Yeah.
That's one thing organizations don't do out here.
Yeah.
They just assume. But big up to Stada Kenya.
Actually being on the ground to work for communities. And so what I can say in this moment is that we'll continue with the good work we do, obviously.
Yeah.
And as we wrap this up, I'd like to encourage our viewers to like, comment, and share our content. It's free and it will support us and ensure we continue doing more and more of such amazing work on the ground. With that said, bye!